All right, folks, welcome back to the Night's Watch. I'm Jacob.
I'm Alex.
And, hey, we had Golden Pipes on. Pretty good. Pretty cool.
Crazy.
Thanks again, Carnell. That was fun. Got to know the man behind the voice a little bit.
Great conversation. Great guy.
Yeah.
We were hear about his musical theater background and all of his favorite musicals, how much he loves just music, period.
Yeah. We were a little awkward at first, a little nervous. But
I was extremely awkward at first.
Well, it's here's the thing. It's not just because you're like, oh my God, it's Golden Pipes. I think it's also just like, oh, a third person. How do we do this?
Getting used to interviewing somebody.
Yeah, and
a third person's not Tyler.
Exactly. And then I'm like, well, fuck, man. I get nervous talking to strangers. Just any old time.
I think it went well. You did a good job of connecting with them on your love of musical theater, and it's a funny thing to connect on. It was interesting watching you guys talk about tech theater and being in theater in school and everything. And
I can talk about that for hours, man.
How he read you like a book.
I know, right? No, I can talk about me and Josh, man. Tech theater. Those were the best of days.
Well, in this case, we're back. It's August. Fuck if I know.
I don't even
9th,
know.
8th.
All I know is
10th. It's the 10th.
It's 112 degrees outside. There's fucking nothing to talk about. And
a random crack house went on fire here in Henderson, right by the bar.
Yeah, we went to the movies and a house caught on fire, and that was fun.
That's a Las Vegas summer for us.
Like about a week ago. Did you see that apartment complex under construction? That was pretty close to my work. So as I was driving to work, I was like, "Ooh, I'm driving right towards this column of black smoke."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, what?" Showing me. I was like, "Oh, what's that band of orange at the bottom of the column?" I'm like, "Oh, those are the flames." Wow,
active flames. Yeah.
I also saw a PT Cruiser on fire in the Baskin-Robbins parking lot about 2 weeks ago. That was fun.
And that's the best way to describe some of our hot takes in our standings from last year. No.
But I also saw another car on fire on Boulder Highway.
People don't think their cars can overheat that easily.
Basically what I'm alluding to is it's so fucking hot that houses and cars are just on fire.
Spontaneously combusting.
I like to say those two aren't related, but frankly, this doesn't seem to happen in the wintertime.
No. And even if you're even you do something that causes the lightest of sparks out here, it's so dry that it will immediately fucking get extreme real quick. It could be the smallest of little flames, but as we saw, we were inside. I got to your house, and within 30 minutes, it was plumes of black smoke. And
we're just sitting chit-chatting all right, the movie's going to start in 20 minutes. Let's head out. Look out. Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, that's Henderson in the summer. It's Las Vegas in the summer.
All right. Did we do it? Did we hit an hour?
3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Okay. Well, one more quick observation then. Kill a few minutes here. We saw Weapons today.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good movie.
I'd recommend it.
Yeah, good horror thriller. I would classify it as horror still, but it wasn't wasn't terrifying, but it was definitely unnerving.
Yeah, it was unsettling.
A few creepy moments.
Yeah. It's a fun movie. I liked it.
Yeah, do recommend. And then we saw, what else did we watch?
28 Years Later.
Saw 28 Years Later.
Sinners.
I saw Eddington Solo. Yeah, man, you were out of town. I had to go to the movie theaters by myself like a fucking sex pervert.
Did you pull who was that? Was it Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah, but that was in a porn theater.
And then that was...
Alex, what else are you supposed to do in a porn theater?
Watch it silently.
This is before the days of
if you're
phones,
watching, if you're in a porn theater and watching the porn silently, like you're watching a movie, you are the freak.
You're the weird one.
You're the serial killer in that room.
Yeah, frankly, I'd be disappointed if you weren't jerking it a little, because I was under the assumption that's what we're all here for, and now you're making me self-conscious.
Yep.
And so some good movies coming out, man. And then as we were in the movie theater today, we were watching the trailers, and we were pleasantly surprised that there was 5 or 6 good trailers in a row. We were both like, "Oh, I'd watch that."
Yeah.
And as much as the world's being overcome by AI slop and anti-intellectual slop, it seems like movies are kind of making a comeback now that Marvel's finally dying.
Thank God.
Star Wars is finally dying. It's like, wow, look at all these mid-budget horror movies and dramas and comedies
that are just good, have been good.
Yeah. It's been fun.
It's been fun. It's a good holdover for us in this dead of summer without any hockey.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll keep going to the movies. We'll find more movies to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
It was fun.
It's fun.
Let's just do a side podcast.
Just
movie
talk
reviews.
about movies.
Well, we tried to get our movie club going. That lasted exactly one meeting. It was a good meeting, though. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Everybody turned out to be adult males that can't remember to do the things they're asked to do.
Well, that, and I think we got cocky trying to do books too. And I knew we were cooked the second, like, okay, let's try to do one book a month. And then like 2.5 weeks in, Mike's like, oh, what book was it again? And I was like, okay, I already know this isn't happening.
This isn't happening. Yeah. Yeah. But
anyways,
hey,
we have things in our lives besides hockey, folks. Okay, and it's the off season.
And
what do you want from us?
We're gonna talk about hockey right now.
Well, where are we at?
5 minutes. 6 minutes.
Okay. Well,
let's dive into it.
Did you see? What? I don't know if you heard this. I don't know if you know about this, but trades are going to happen at one point or another due to the cap situation. Teams apparently couldn't get guys they wanted in free agency, so in theory, trades will happen.
I doubt it. I mean, what? The biggest signing we've had so far was Nathan Bastian. Got signed to Dallas. Everybody's talking about where's Jack Roslovic going to go. I'm like,
oh, the bell of the fucking ball, Jack
Roslovic. Wow.
Can't wait to see what
that's got Vancouver written all over it.
I know, right?
It's like literally just like a middle to bottom. Shit, it's got Seattle written all over it.
I know. What are you waiting for, Seattle?
Sign Jack right now.
Are you just not itching like an addict trying to find a mid player to give $3.9 million to?
Mm-hmm, exactly. And then I mean, I don't think any trades are going to happen. I mean, even then, I think the trade deadline is going to be relatively boring because, once you get there, the main asset's going to be Rasmus Anderson, probably.
That's the only one that I really know
will come up this year. There's probably a few. I mean, Connor McDavid is not going to get traded, obviously. And then Jack Eichel's they're working on a contract, but
well, that's one thing I was going to ask. I know we have a few things written down, but I frankly feel like it might take all of 10 minutes to get through it. So that's why I'm kind of trying to stretch it out here.
Yeah.
I asked this to Tyler yesterday, and I'll ask you. Are you worried that Jack Eichel has not signed his extension?
No, because I think him and his fiance just got married.
I did see that, yeah.
So maybe wasn't on his mind to begin the summer. Obviously, wedding planning and knowing going through a wedding, it's a lot of fucking planning and shit you have to do the couple months leading up to it. So, obviously playing hockey, he's not planning that. And then finally he's free. So his wife's like, you better fucking get in this goddamn house and plan this wedding with me.
Yeah, whether it was that or just, I think what people always forget is that
the off season's so long.
The off season's so long, and that it's truly off in the sense that these teams aren't doing anything. They're all on vacation.
Yeah.
I know you haven't worked in an office in a long time, but do you remember working the week of Christmas and half the people were gone?
You're sitting there why am I here?
Yeah, you walk in. There's one guy watching Netflix on his phone with his AirPods in. Mm-hmm. Half the lights aren't even turned on. Someone's
exactly.
Someone's making coffee and they're wearing a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what the Golden Knight and every hockey front office is like right now.
Summer, just t-shirts, and people are on vacation somewhere, or even some of them might be back home. Some of them are Canadian. They'll go back home.
No,
right?
literally,
it's just like the players. Not everybody in the front office is American. They might.
Not exactly,
and they're also entitled to vacation.
Well, that and there seems to be this really irritating to me personally thing where every hockey media personality is always forever complaining about how they can't get to their cottage quick enough. It's summer. I don't want to talk about hockey anymore. I'm trying to get to my lake house. Okay. Cool for you.
All us normal people we're renting a home. We don't have a lake house.
I'm renting a home, and there's fires, there's crackheads, there's sun. I don't have central air conditioning. It's 112 degrees outside.
Mm-hmm. There's your dog eats rat or squirrel bones in the yard.
Yeah, then he shits all over the house.
Yeah. But, I can't wait to get in my cottage. Got to go home to fucking Banff.
I was going to say, I was like some Canadian town that I'd never heard of.
Fucking
Saint something or
what's the random ass junior league Kanachi
Kanachi, Medicine Hat.
Medicine Hat. I'm like, what?
Like, where the fuck is this? Oh lordy, yeah.
But
yeah, to bring it back to the Eichel contract, I'm not worried yet either. Just
I'm
because
worried. I'm worried at trade deadline. If we don't have him signed by the trade deadline, then I'll start worrying.
I think that's where I'm at too. But then again, we said this about Marchessault, and that just dragged on, and then it slowly turned into a narrative, and it turned into it's going to get brought every media scrum, someone's going to bring it up, you know.
Well, here's the thing: is that Jack is 5 years younger than Marshy?
Yeah.
And
I'm not
uber talented.
Yeah, he's obviously going to be, prioritized, unless we're continuing our meddling ways and have decided that we can replace him with Connor McDavid. But I highly doubt that.
No, that's okay. But Connor McDavid's going to get like what? We have plenty of time to talk about it. Like Connor McDavid's upwards of, if Draisaitl got how many? He got 14,
something like that. Yeah,
and he's arguably the third best player in the world. You think McDavid's not going to get $17 million?
Well, that's the thing. He is probably the only guy in the league where he can just say, I'm going to pick a number, and that's that.
Yeah.
End of story.
I would say him and Cale Makar are the only two people who can do that.
Yeah. And Crosby, but Crosby decided to take 8.7 again, like the gem that he is.
Are you sick of is the Crosby going to get traded talk?
I was sick of it last year.
He signed that deal, and he is going to be in Pittsburgh until he retires, unless he's like he says, "This is my last year. I want to go win another cup."
Yeah, but don't trade me until the deadline,
mm-hmm.
and I'll play 3 weeks with another
like a
team.
Marchand, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm also sick of it, and I think the reason I'm sick of it is because it's really just a handful of media guys just like pushing,
spamming,
just spamming this narrative. Like it basically started with like spit and chiclets and here's another thing I hate too, like this like small town Canadian mindset where it's always like, oh well, these guys grew up in the same town and that therefore they should play together. It's like that's why they keep, oh well, Colorado's going to get Sid. I'm like, how?
They have no.
They're
money.
like, well, because Nate and Sid are both from Nova Scotia. I'm like okay,
that's not a reason.
And
you have to make the money work, the assets work. If Pittsburgh's going to trade,
I'll just tell that to Kyle Dubas.
Yeah,
he wants to go play with another Nova Scotia guy.
Yeah, if Pittsburgh's going to truly going to trade Sidney Crosby, going back, because Sidney Crosby is still I wouldn't say extremely good. He's still a superstar in this league.
Yeah.
At 38 years old.
Yeah, he just turned 38, I think.
He's still a superstar. He was amazing on a dog shit Pittsburgh team last year. He's been amazing on dog shit Pittsburgh teams. He would get back multiple first-round picks, multiple of your top-end prospects, and a player or two. The package to get Sidney Crosby now is never changed from when he was from 2 years ago to 5 years ago. He's still an elite player.
Well, and it's the classic conundrum trading for a superstar and why it usually doesn't happen. Because to get them, you're going to have to gut your roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't want to gut your roster.
Like, for example,
when you're trying to win a cup.
For Vegas, to get Sidney Crosby would take trading William Karlsson easily. Probably one of Hannafin, Theodore, or Whitecloud.
Mm-hmm.
1 to 2 over goaltender prospects, plus Trevor Connolly, plus Matthias Cataford, like so many, or Matteo Cat, not Matthias, but that's Sepavilov. Matteo Cataford. It's like so many of our top end guys, just to even get into the conversation, and we wouldn't even have the best deal, right? Because
and it's like all those packages that people were throwing out there for Marner, and they're like, oh yeah, they have to trade Hurdle and Karlsson or Hurdle and Barbashev, and I was like, oh.
Why?
I was like,
yeah. This is different, though.
Exactly. That I was saying why, because I'm like, well, he's going to be a free agent in like 2 weeks, so why would you do that?
Yeah.
But for Sid, like a player with like term on his contract,
King's ransom, because he's got 2 seasons. Like it'd be he signed till he's 40, but he's not slowing down. He shows no signs of this is the healthiest he's been in a long time.
And even if he does slow down, like okay, just,
what does it slow down to? A star
exactly.
from an elite superstar.
From superstar to star. Exactly. Well, yeah, it's basically what happened with Brad Marchand. Like, hey, Brad, do you mind playing on the third line and having the best third line in hockey?
Yeah.
Nope, not at all.
No, it literally like. But again, I don't think it's going to happen. But back to Eichel, I think it's hard to say because, like you said, everybody's on vacation a little bit. He just got married, so he's going to be out of pocket for who knows how long, right?
Yeah.
But he said he has said they're working on it. He wants to get it done. McCrimmon said that's their top priority to get it done. It's just probably coming together in a number, and I would like to get it done to where we can re-sign him to the full 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what that number may be, probably 12.5, maybe closer to 13.
Well, I was going to ask, is it kind of an unspoken thing that it has to be more than Marner?
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
Even though Marner,
I think Marner's dad's going to get angry and start causing a shitstorm, start texting Jesse Granger, telling him to write an article.
I think the deal is, I hope not. That's the thing I forgot about Marner is you're bringing the fucking drama of his dad. But Jack Eichel's dad's also a crazy person too, so maybe they'll cancel each other.
He seems like more like the quiet, angry Bostonian.
True, and not
person.
like a loud, crazy person. But I think for Marner, it's more of like he could have gotten a lot more money other places, so it's not like I don't think the money's the problem. He could have gotten paid probably $13 million in Toronto or more in LA, but he wanted to come play for Vegas. But Jack Eichel is, in my opinion, the heir apparent in captaincy to Mark Stone, because Mark Stone's probably going to retire in the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, he's 32 now.
He's 33. He's our age.
33. Oh yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah, I mean probably
with his injuries and with his with his back and then now he has now has a concussion basically from when he fell and took that shin shot to the forehead.
Yeah.
He's probably end of his contract is in 2 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll probably sign one more, maybe 2 more year contract with us for less money. And then that would be it. But I would hope it's 12.5 to 13. I mean, we can stomach that next season, when it kicks in, right? But then again, you have to think about Dorofeyev as well, and he's going to be owed a good amount of money, right?
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of big contracts coming up. And at least
not really. It's just those two, right?
Yeah, so.
Because we got rid of Waugh. Waugh would have been the next guy to be paid. Howden and Colasar are both signed in the next few years. Barbies comes off the books in 2 years, I think. Carlson's gonna be. It doesn't matter what number you sign him to. He's probably gonna stay here. Smith's perfectly fine staying here for.
Yeah, I think he'll just
cheap,
sign
right?
1 year deals.
And then we've got our cornerstone defenseman signed for 8 years.
They're all locked up.
McNabb's signed for another 4.
Yeah, or 3, I think.
3 or 4, and then
that's probably going to take him to the end of his career.
Yeah, and then White Cloud signed for the next 4 to 5, and then both are Hannafin and Theodore are signed for the next 7, and then Hill signed through the next 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the thing
it's Jack and Dory, but then again, it's Jack Eichel this is the first 100+ point. Did he score 100? He didn't score 100.
He didn't score. Yeah, he scored like 92.
This is the best point season we've had as a Golden Knight, and then. Dorofeyev had the second best goal season?
He had 35 goals, I think.
Yeah, it was Marshy had a couple more, I think, 1 year or a few more.
I think Marshy had
and then Carlson. It's Carlson, Marshy, and then Dory, because Carlson had the first season was 40 plus, right? Mm-hmm. And then Marshy was sniffing on that last year or 2 years ago. But it's those two guys. But you're gonna want to invest in Dorofeyev because he's only 24. And he's an elite goal scorer at this point, right?
Yeah, I think the plus side is that, when with Eichel, it's 13 or whatever, that's going to be so much. It's like,
not really.
He's already making 10, so you're really only adding 3
million. Yeah, but you think about with the cap going up, and Bettman has said the cap will steadily increase based on revenues.
For at least the next 2 years.
In at least next 2 years, and God forbid another fucking world closing thing.
Pandemic.
Yeah.
Or, maybe some tariffs tank the value of the Canadian dollar and it hurts the league.
The value of the Canadian dollar already hurts the league, so that's besides the point.
So, but that's when you just do another expansion. Like, all right, Atlanta, come on up.
Exactly. They've been talking about it. Atlanta, Houston, and everything. But yeah, it should steadily increase, and then these contracts, like the Hannafin and the Theo and the Hill contract, they're going to be pennies on the dollar in comparison to what's going to be getting paid. Look at how well Hannafin and Theo have played. Have you seen those posts on our hockey, like best player, against the teams, like best player against the team, best player. Yeah. And Hannafin's consistently on like half of those like Western Conference teams as one of the best defensemen against them, and you have him locked in for the next 7 years for 7 and change. And Theodore, who could have finished if he didn't get injured at Four Nation, probably would have finished top 10 in scoring and defenseman, and also a similar number. Like, and then you have Hurdle signed for the next 4 or 5 years, right?
Yeah,
and it's those contracts are only going to be. They're going to look like the $2 million contracts from 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to eat up so little the cap percentage that then you can go and sign Jack Eichel to more. You can go sign Dora if you have to more, and then in the future you're positioned to go after a bigger number, right? Mm-hmm. When Austin Matthews comes up, you're positioned to get him, or whatever the next future superstar that's gonna get a bridge deal. Like, say for example, like Macklin Celebrini doesn't want to stay in San Jose. Just the young guys that will be there in the next 5 years, right? I think that's something that people don't.
Dallas seems to hate Jason Robertson for some reason. So,
dude, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, this is his last year of his contract, right? Mm. And from what I've read, there's been no conversations between Jim Nill and Jason Robertson and Robertson's agent about re-signing. But then again, we could hear nothing, and then come fucking like October 2nd, he signs for a fucking 8-year deal, right?
And that's the thing too that I was going to bring up as far as the Eichel discussion is this whole last year. Remember how like we're in it's the middle of the season and the team's in the middle of a road trip like in Canada, then suddenly at like 9:30 at night, it's like, oh, we've extended Brett Howden. I'm like, where did that come from?
Or like the Shea Theodore extension, remember?
Yeah,
like it was just a random. It was like what, November or
like
December?
October, November or something.
Just a random day, like on a Tuesday. Like, we've extended Shea Theodore. Like,
I was just at my office. I woke up and refreshed my phone. Shea Theodore extended. I was like, oh,
cool,
nice.
Yeah. Like it could be a lot of things like that. It's not a thing that they have like a set deadline to sign. It's going to happen throughout the year, right? But with Eichel, he wants to be here clearly.
And it's. I feel like some people are already trying to drum up the anxiety about why he hasn't signed.
Dude,
I'm not there yet.
No,
of course you're not going to relax until it happens.
Well, it's not like a visible breakup like Marner in Toronto or Eichel when he was in Buffalo.
Well, then it's like,
or even McDavid saying, "Fix this shit or I'm out." Right?
Well, exactly. It's like he really came into his own here and became one of the best players in the league here.
This is his best. He had his best season last year.
He has a goddamn Golden Knights tattoo on his thigh. I fully believe that he wants to stay here and they'll get it done. I just think that I think everyone's on vacation right now. I'm sure like around draft, free agency, they were probably in talks, and then once they didn't settle down on something, they were probably like, okay, well.
Yeah, it's
you know what? I actually got a trip to Italy planned, so I got some things
I'm going on my honeymoon.
Yeah, so maybe closer to training camp, we'll get back on this.
Oh yeah, exactly. When everybody reports back. No, I mean, I'm not worried about it. I think he'll be fine. Like I said, color me worried by the trade deadline. If it's not a conversation by the trade deadline, then I'm like, uh-oh. Then I'll panic, right?
What's a number you think it'll come at?
In my hopes, it was 13/8, right? Realistically, he has had realistically speaking, he had his best season yet, one of his most healthy seasons yet. He took a massive step forward in the defensive game, right? He's becoming a more complete player. Because here's the deal, though. Like here would be. I'm no rambling, but we got plenty of time. We've only been doing this for 25 minutes. Nathan McKinnon, Austin Matthews, Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid have all had multiple 100-plus, 40-plus goal seasons, right? All in a row. And Jack Eichel's had his first. So, I would argue, yes, is he a superstar? Absolutely. I would say that'd be more aligned into $13 to $13.5 million.
Agreed. I think he has more than enough ammo for negotiations, and with the cap landscape, I just throwing a number out there. What feels right? I'm going to say like 13.325 or something like that. That's just my. That's just my instinct.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think about Dory? I mean, we're gonna go over our hot takes, but I called this shit last summer. I said Dory's gonna hit 25+ goals, and he led the team in goal scoring. He was elite.
Yeah, it was all the things that we'd been watching happen, Because ever since his first NHL goal, I know it went off his face, but we were joking like, well, he obviously he knows how to get to the net, and he knows he knows where to be, and he has good offensive instincts.
Yeah,
and sure as shit, he put all that into effect this year.
I think what's the difference maker for between that and obviously Marshy's had insane goal scoring season when he was with us is the shooting side, right? He's got a different side than Marshy, so he doesn't have to walk it in. He can just take the puck and shoot.
Yeah, and
he's always set up on that side to shoot a one-timer, and his one-timer's disgusting.
Well, yeah, and obviously, like 5-on-5, you can just move guys around, but I think that's where he was really great for us in the power play was the fact that obviously Eichel shot, and then Dory left shot, so you just have an easy one-timer option.
Yeah. Dude. So I'm like talking about the power play. I'm just like thinking about Mitch Marner and Tomas Hertl together on a line.
Yeah, I'll save it for
our future episode
for the previews or whatever. But I got some thoughts on that power play and what I would like to see. But but Dorofeev, I think he's a little bit more one-dimensional of a player than Eichel. That's not an insult. Eichel just does it all.
Well, in Dory's defense, he's much younger, and he had it.
Well, and that's the thing. He's not bad defensively.
He's learning still. He's improving steadily.
Well, and where he's really excels is not just the shooting, but he just has like an insane puck possession game.
His puck carrying,
yeah. So
he's small, but he's extremely strong.
Yeah,
Well, you pointed that out last year, just how easily he when him and Hertl would be paired together, Hertl would just be a bull in a china shop with the puck.
Yeah.
And then Dory was a little bit more finesse, but he got real low. It's just water.
I was saying, I think I just puked.
No, it's just water.
Okay.
He threw his cup away because he felt bad. But yeah, Dory, I don't know. Like I would compare it to. He is older than Wyatt Johnston was when Wyatt Johnston signed that deal, but he's already has a better goal scoring season than Wyatt Johnston did.
I know, but Wyatt Johnston, he's a center, and he just
Dory's only a winger.
He has a more dynamic game, I think. Again, not as like an insult. I don't know. Is
Robo a winger or a center?
He's a winger.
I would probably compare it to the Robo contract, right? Like 7x5, like 7.5, 7 million.
Well, that was kind of a bridge deal though, because Robo had a 100-point season and then a bunch of 80 and 90-point seasons. I would say. But that being said, does a bridge deal for Robo equal a long-term deal for Dorofeev?
Yes, I would say so. I mean, but you also have to consider it's a new landscape, right? In terms of, like we said, in terms of contracts. Do I think Dorofeev would be perfectly okay with $7 to $8 million? Yes. But it's the term. A guy that young, is he going to want to sign an 8-year contract or 7, 8, whatever the limit is now, a 7, 8-year contract at $7 million?
We have one more year of 8-year contracts.
So would he be willing to sign an 8-year extension at 7, or would he want to do 4 by 7 and then bank on age 28 season having 40-plus goals every year, right?
Well, and that's the thing. If he does 4, does that AAV go up? Probably does.
Yes.
You know,
No,
hey, like, you know, yeah, give me, I don't know, give me 9 point whatever for 4 years. At least it's not a commitment, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
It's because
I almost feel like I need.
It's all for 1 year, though, too, right? Like,
You know what I really feel like I need to do? I feel like I need to, like, study contracts, pull up a list of contracts and really go through and look for comparables.
Yeah.
But I think you could probably get them done for in the 8s.
I think so, especially with how it's changing. I mean, and then the good thing, though, also, too, is he's an RFA.
Yeah, so we have team control, and then also, let's be real, like, guys want to play here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just do.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good situation.
Yeah.
It's a good situation. And, you know, not even just living arrangements, but he's probably looking at the roster like, so who do I get to play with? Mark Stone, Mitch Marner, Jack Eichel, Tomas Hertl. Shit, if I got bumped down to the third line, I would still be playing with William Karlsson. Like, I think he knows that he's going to have fantastic opportunity here to really rack up some god point totals.
No, I agree. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think we both get both extensions done within. I mean, I say I think, but I would hope before December 31st we get both extensions done. Like, I feel like they're actively working on both. Like, when one happens, the other will happen right after.
I would not be surprised.
So, but yeah, do you want to talk about our hot takes last year, or at least some of the hot takes last year? So I know we talked about the Dory one. I called 25 plus goals. Yeah,
and I think we're in agreement on that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we some of our hot takes were right. Some of them were
awful,
in the neighborhood of, you know, didn't look completely stupid.
I said the Oilers would miss the playoffs, so that was pretty bad.
That was wishful thinking, Alex.
Very wishful thinking.
Yeah, and some of them we straight up have to pull out the dunce caps and go sit in the corner.
Oh yeah, my Austin Matthews scoring 70 plus goals.
Yeah. Well, so those are a couple. So you said the Oilers would miss the playoffs.
Yeah. I said
not only did that not happen, but they made the playoffs. They eliminated us, and then they went to the Cup final.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't win.
Shoot me.
Try harder. But yeah. So that was one. And then what was the one that you said?
Austin Matthews would hit 70.
I think that
I feel like that wasn't unreasonable, right?
Not unreasonable, but it's just one of those things. All these hot takes always just remind me that recency bias is a thing.
Yeah.
And you can't, just because something happens once, you can't expect that to be the new norm.
But we talked about it a couple episodes ago, is he's been dealing with something.
He's been dealing with an injury, and, you know, you can't foresee things like that, obviously. No. So I don't hold, I won't hold that one against you.
I feel because I feel like that injury's been like slowly like mounting up to degraded performance for him. But one I called right was the Penguins were finishing the bottom 5.
Not only were you right, but I think they're going to be even more. They're going
to
be even
worse this year. They're going to be. When we get to the previews, we'll talk about it. I think they're going to be fucking horrendous this year.
Oh, they'll probably. Well, I'll put this in my next episode of Hot Takes or whenever we do it. They're probably going to finish dead last.
You think so?
They're the only team in the league that is actively trying to tank right now.
Which respect to that, because they know they need to. They know they need to gather. They need to get better picks. What's his name? The GM.
Kyle Dubas.
Kyle Dubas knows he needs to gather picks. He needs to grow the prospect pool because it's fucking dog shit, and rebuild that entire. Basically, the entire depth, the entire system.
Yeah.
To be ready in 5 years to compete again.
I think I will give a shout out to Kyle Dubas because he is such a slick guy that I think he somehow managed this public facade of like, we're not tanking. We would never tank. This is Pittsburgh. We don't tank. And then meanwhile, he was making moves that would ensure that they would tank.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean. Like,
he's only holding on the contracts he can't trade, or a contract that he won't trade, right? Because like ownership would probably fire him on the spot if he wanted. I mean, that's what happened with Marner. Basically, they threatened to fire him, right?
Well, I think it goes without saying that Crosby, it's 100% up to Crosby. If he wants to go, he'll go. If he wants to stay, he'll stay.
And then again, Malkin's only got one more season left.
I said
he's done.
This season is basically going to be Malkin's swan song. I'm sure Dubas would move him if he could. I don't think anyone wants him because he's been fucking awful.
Letang might just, retire. If he can't play again. Considering his health problems.
To me, the only two pieces they really have to move, and I don't think they're just going to move it for anything. They're going to get their fucking money's worth. Is Brian Rust and Erik Karlsson.
Yeah, you can get prospects and picks back for both of those guys, because as much as this podcast hates Erik Karlsson,
he still has value.
He still has value as an offensive defenseman. Erik Karlsson can go to a team that's competing.
I only start to hate Erik Karlsson when people like pretend that he deserved that Norris or that he's like one of the best defensemen. I'm like, no.
Do you remember when he won and we talked about this? The only Norris winner to ever have an over -20 for the season.
Yeah.
And he scored over 100 points on that Sharks team.
It's insane. Yeah.
Over a -20 despite scoring 100 plus.
He always cracks me up because whenever people talk about him, like actual media people, they have to be diplomatic. And I just remember Elliot Friedman, he always like say some bullshit about like the thing about Karlsson is you have to realize that, you have to play him in certain situations in a certain way, and you can't expect certain. It was basically like this diplomatic way of saying like, well, the best you can do with Erik Karlsson is not expect him to play defense and like hope he racks up 100 points randomly.
Is that not Evan Bouchard?
Oh, it's exactly Evan Bouchard. Yeah.
I could see Erik Karlsson going to like L.A.
Yeah, maybe
first because they've got some prospects.
Yeah, and Doughty's like ancient.
Karlsson's older too, right? He's in his mid-30s, he could go back to Ottawa, right? He can go to a lot of places.
Well, even then, I'm like, well, you guys got Jake Sanderson and Thomas Chabot.
Yeah.
Like
he could go to New York, New Jersey.
Yeah,
I mean, the places that have prospects that Pittsburgh would want, right?
Yeah,
and players that Pittsburgh would want. They're not going to trade him to fucking the Oilers because that's where everybody wants him to go. The Oilers' cupboard is fucking bare. They traded their number one prospect in O'Reilly for, a college kid, right?
Yeah.
So what's even there anymore that anybody would want?
Nothing.
So, I mean, even for us, I would never want Erik Karlsson, but we don't have anything that would be of value to trade, right?
Yeah.
Like those guys aren't high. The highest end prospect we have is Trevor Connolly, and he was drafted in the middle of the first round.
You know what could be a good fit for him?
Mm-hmm.
Detroit.
We'll get to the previews.
They need to do something.
I hate
man.
Detroit.
I feel like I've been defending Detroit for a while now, and I'm starting to get sick of it.
This time last year when we did previews, we defended the user plan.
Well, it's because the year before that they were so thrilling, and they lost the playoffs at the last second in the last game.
They did pick up John Gibson.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge help.
It's going to be a lot better than what they had, but that defense has to be better. I mean, we're like, it doesn't matter if we're rambling, but
yeah, it's a podcast, folks.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, but like,
it's the off season, guys. Do you want hockey talk or not? This is what we have to offer you and offer each other.
Like, Detroit's got all the forward talent in the world. That I love almost all of their players, right? I also love I wanted us to trade for Soderblom because he's huge and he's good. Mort Seider's insane. They need more defensemen. They need a puck moving. Mort Seider can't do it all as a 22-year-old, right?
I think they tried to do that thing where, because Bill Armstrong, GM of formerly the Coyotes, now the Mammoth, he was on Darren Millard and John Shannon's show.
Hey, a person that should be in line for GM of the year.
No, fucking for real. I love Bill Armstrong. But he made...
If Jim Neal wins it for a 30 in a row, I'm going to go to the NHL office and burn it down.
Well, hey, he got Mikko Rantanen. Also, they could lose in the third round again and fire their coach.
They also had to get rid of half their team to keep Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah. God. Yeah, they got rid of Mason Marchment, but don't worry, they brought in Nathan Bastian. Yeah, they're going to trade Jason Robertson.
Yeah, the third line's going to include... The fourth line's going to have Sam Steele and a bunch of AHL guys.
Yeah.
Cool. But back
anyways,
to Bill Armstrong.
Before we deviate from our third deviation from the central point here.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I was saying. What were we talking about?
Bill Armstrong.
Oh, yeah. I was only bringing him up because he had a good quote where he said, he's like, when you're rebuilding the way that we're building a team where you go through the draft and all that, he basically said, like, you want to get to a point where you want to hit the playoffs. You want your roster to be comprised of about 50% your own draft picks and about 50% guys that you're able to trade for with your assets or sign in free agency. And I look at Detroit and I'm like, I don't know if 50% of that team is. They've had some real good hits in the draft, but they've never they as much as bad as they were, like because of the stupid fucking draft lottery, they never had that number 1 or number 2 pick, you know. And I'm like, yeah, you got some really solid guys, but like, you know, is Dylan Larkin really a first line center? Is he like a premier second line center? Is Mo Sider really like a alpha dog defenseman, or is he just like a really solid top 4 defenseman? And I don't know, man. I think he tried to do that thing to get to that point where he's like, oh, we got some good core of young kids. Now I'm going to sign some veterans, and he signed all the wrong veterans, except for Patrick Kane. But Patrick Kane's getting old. But
Vladimir Tarasenko,
Andrew Kopp, Jeff Petrie,
yeah, Justin Hull. Oh my God, Anthony Mantha was on that team, right?
He was, but I think he got traded away pretty. I don't think they acquired him. Anyways, I don't know how we got onto Detroit.
We're rambling about decisions, but we're talking about hot takes. I know you had one that you.
That's what it was. Hot takes.
You had Jack Eichel winning the Selke.
Yeah, so I'm actually still a little butthurt about this one. I think we talked about it somewhere in the season, and it's funny because Darren Millard, he like melted down for like half the season on the VGK Insider Show talking about how the Selke's bullshit, not because it's like a bullshit concept, but because people don't watch enough hockey to know what a two-way player is, and they just fall for names, you know?
Yeah.
So, he kept roasting Chris Chapman, because Chris Chapman's like, oh yeah, well, Sasha Barkov's like, the best two-way player in the game. And he's like, but what are you basing that on? And he's like, do you watch every Florida game? He's like, well, no. He's like, well, when's the last time you watched a Florida game? He's like, I don't know, when Vegas played them. He's like, okay, so you watch like 4 Florida games a year.
A league-wide conception, right?
Exactly. And basically the argument he was making was that the Selke is based so much on reputation, and that's why Patrice Bergeron won it a million years in a row.
There's now everyone's Sidney Crosby should have won that thing.
Yeah, and that's fucking Mitch Marner should have won it, and that's why now we're in a spot where now Barkov is going to win it every year, right? And he actually made a good point where he said, he's like the key to Jack winning the Selke is not just being the 2A player that we know he is. He's like, it's when you go on those East road trips through New York and Toronto,
you show up.
You need to have your best games of the season.
That's the only way
because
you're be viewed.
That's when they're watching you. So I don't know if you remember, but we played like February, so we had that East Coast swing, and we played the New York teams and Jersey, and I forgot who else. And then we went up into Canada, and it was not a good road trip.
No, it was not.
He's like, yeah, that road trip like cost Jack Eichel Selke consideration, because those people that make those votes that have all these preconceived notions, they didn't see enough to be like, oh yeah, this guy should. On the flip side, I think the Four Nations really rose his stock in that manner. So
maybe the Olympics will raise it even more. I mean,
yeah,
I agree. I mean, he should have finished at least top 3.
Yeah, I can see him maybe not winning it, but if it was truly about two-way play, or about like defensive play, like Ryan Hartman would win it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But it really is just. You get those names, and
this is not an attack on Sasha Barkov, because he is
an
elite two-way forward. It's an attack on hockey writers and hockey voters that just don't watch enough hockey.
No, exactly.
Because
that's one thing I've really realized, Alex, is that we're just two knuckleheads doing our thing here. We're not journalists, but. Sometimes I'm like I'm a little shocked when I hear these newscasts and these podcasts from people that make their living off of hockey, and I'm like, bro, you are so behind. Like you are not on top of it at all.
Like the fact that Anthony Cirelli wasn't the first. Anthony Cirelli had, like, I know we're defending Jack Eichel, but Anthony Cirelli had
he probably should have won it.
An incredible defensive season this year. I thought Jack had a great year. Anthony Cirelli had a disgusting two-way year. He had the best offensive, defensive point shares, the most starts in his own zone. Like, dude was insane. And he finished, third, I think? After Barkov and Sam Reinhart. Like,
to me, that was like...
That's a punch in the face. Like,
yeah.
Cirelli had a better season than both of them defensively.
Like, sorry, we got Panthers fever right now.
Jack had a better season than Reinhart did, too. It should have been... in my opinion, it should have been Cirelli, probably then Barkov, then Eichel. Because Barkov have name recognition. But like you said, it's just that award that's going to go to the same fucking person every single year, just like Bergeron did.
Yeah.
And nothing against Patrice Bergeron, because, again, an elite two-way forward, an amazing two-way forward.
He certainly earned that reputation.
But there is years that Crosby should have won it. There's years that Marner should have won it. There's years that Barkov should have won it before Bergeron.
Yeah.
It's just that throwaway award now that just goes to the same fucking person.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, writers and voters don't watch every single game. They can't. They can't.
To be the only person capable of watching every game is the hockey guy.
Yeah,
and frankly, he should get a vote. Frankly, he should get a vote.
Yeah,
he should get a vote in all awards.
That man's an animal. Shout out if he ever hears that. I doubt it. Shout out to Shannon. That man's somehow watching every single fucking game.
He should be a super delegate where his vote counts for 10 votes.
Oh yeah, he's every time I watch his review videos, he's got the fucking board of like. I cannot imagine this man's life on the days where all 32 teams play. He's got 16 games going from like 3 to fucking 8, and he's in Vancouver. And I'm like, this man's just that's all. And thank God he takes breaks in the summer, right?
Yeah.
Like he takes his family places, but like.
Well, and meanwhile, I'm sitting here bragging about how much hockey we watch, but sometimes I'm like, who played last night? I don't even know.
Right.
But yeah,
this is us
being
being Vegas fans defending Jack Eichel, right? Like, because we watch all 82 games.
But dude, that's another thing though. Like, that's part of it is you have to. It's like the fucking Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
The Oscar for Best Picture does not go to the Best Picture. The Oscar goes to for who had the best campaign.
Yeah, that pissed me off recently where it came out that some of the voters for the Best Picture weren't even watching the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't watch every single movie. I'm like, then why do you get a vote?
No, literally. And it's because, much like these NHL awards, it's really about campaigning. Mm-hmm. I mean, in the literal sense, the Oscars, they have like, for your consideration, and they send people fucking like fruit baskets and shit, and for your consideration.
Politics now.
Please vote for our movie. Also,
vote, yeah.
Here's a $200 box of chocolates and some wine.
Yeah. Here's a pass to the next premiere
exactly
for our studio.
And then the NHL awards, I think it's more like I said, I think it's more about media voice and noise online.
Have you seen that meme? I know you're an online short form boy because you like to watch some of those. Have you seen the meme of, I don't know where this is from, but the lizard hitting the ball?
Oh yeah,
lizard. That's basically most hockey writers with the Selkie. Barkov.
Just staring blankly.
Yeah, exactly.
Barkov. Yeah, so I think, hey, listeners, fans, if Jack has another season like he just did, it's up to us to get online,
campaign.
Yeah,
you send.
We need to run. We need to open up our own propaganda arm of the organization.
Not even Jack. If Mitch Marner has a good defensive year too, he's a Golden Knight. Like, if either of those guys, you get on there and you fucking spam Frank Saravelli until his eyes bleeds, right?
Dude, isn't it fucking insane? We have Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner, and Mark Stone.
The PK, I hope to
God
God
the best two-way forwards in the game, man.
I hope to God the PK is going to be 100% different this year, but that's going to be a team, and we'll get to the previews. Again, we're just talking. That's going to be a team that's smothering, right? Like, did you forget another person on this team?
William
Karlsson. Tomas Hertl. Riley Smith.
Yeah. Anyways, so my hot take, Jack Eichel winning the Selke. I was genuinely butthurt that he did not. He did finish 5th, and that was another point that Millard brought up, was that frankly, it takes a few years of, you go from no votes to a handful of votes to finishing 10th to finishing 5th, and then after a few years of building that reputation,
finished 2nd still though to Sasha Barkov.
Yeah, Christ. Oh lordy.
Mm-hmm.
But I still have faith. that another year like this, I think he'll really continue to open eyes. I remember watching the Four Nations and hearing Eddie Olczyk, like, almost a surprise in his voice. He's like, wow, yeah, they moved Eichel into that first line spot. It started with Matthews, and then they dropped Matthews.
Matthews has gotten pretty good at.
He does have a good defensive game,
but the only reason Connor McDavid had that shot was because Matthews couldn't get a change. To get the Eichel line out.
They got pinned down and scored on.
And by the way, on a bullshit call too.
Yes. But the point being, when Jack Eichel is out there, he controls everything, goes through him when he's out there. Offense,
I know we lost to Edmonton, but Draisaitl and McDavid didn't win that series. It was the depth scoring that won that series. The rest of our team couldn't keep up. Eichel was doing a pretty damn good job against as much as he could.
It was a toe-to-toe duel.
Mm-hmm.
I commend him for
I know
that.
we lost, but it was the depth, and our depth didn't show up, which is why we changed a lot of the depth on the team, right?
Anywho, what were some other hot takes? Do you remember?
Not really, but I want to get into a couple of dumb standings that we had.
Some dumb standings predictions that we made?
Yeah, so I think both you and I predicted that Boston would be number 1 or 2 in the Atlantic. Turns out, no.
Okay, can I preface this with something?
Go for it.
And if you go back to that episode, I also prefaced it there. I remember clearly. In my heart of hearts, in my instincts, in my gonads, I knew that looking at Boston's roster, I'm like, this is not a good team. But I had been saying that for 2 or 3 years, and they kept
coming back.
Yeah, and I was like, I got to the point where I was like, listen, I'm going to let go of logic. I'm going to let go of, clutching my precious numbers and my precious depth charts. I'm going to say, hey, this doesn't look like a good team on paper, but Boston has that magic. They have that mythical culture that everyone talks about. Like some fucking torch that got passed down from Zdeno Chara to Patrice Bergeron to Brad Marchand, and somehow they're going to find a way. And the moral of the story is I should have been a hater for one more year.
One more year.
Because I would have been right.
Yeah, I mean, they're bad. They're awful. I also said Ottawa was gonna be last, so
I had them in the playoffs.
Yeah, in the playoffs. So. You're right. Hey, I had Montreal in the playoffs too, and they made it.
And I had Montreal as last, so I guess I kind of washed.
Give
or
take. But the Boston was awful. The Metro, we all said the Rangers were gonna finish first, and this is one of the worst displays of hockey of one of the most talented teams in the league I've ever seen.
Yeah, it just goes to show. And we experienced a little bit of this, but when your GM causes a shitstorm in the locker room, it affects the product on the ice.
Hey, in Kelly's defense, it wasn't nearly as bad as what Drury was doing.
Oh, no. Certainly not.
Drury essentially told Jacob Trouba...
Also, it worked.
Yeah.
It worked when he did it for us. I don't think what Drury's doing is going to work out.
Drury told Trouba, like, either get the fuck out or I'm going to make you get out.
Yeah.
After coming to New York...
captain of his team, by the way.
Captain of the team. After, I know we've said this a million times, after he specifically chose to go to the Rangers because his wife got into a good nursing or doctorate health program, like a medical program, because she got accepted there and it had the best in the nation. And he's like, fuck you, you're going to Anaheim.
You're going to Anaheim.
And then Kreider and just fucked up. I said Philly was going to finish 4th. I guess I'm retarded, right?
I'm not gonna lie. I remember when you said that, and I was like, I don't think so, dude.
I was riding a little Philly bender there that summer. Don't ask me to ever do that again. I think our worst take of standings of the entire last year. But I think everybody, I've heard going back to multiple podcasts of last year. Everybody had this take. Nashville.
Yeah, this is...
I think everybody had them 1st through 3rd in the Central pretty easily.
Yeah. This is more egregiously wrong in the sense that, like you said, no one saw this coming. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna go on... because you know me, every single year I would pick the Coyotes to make the playoffs, and now I'm picking Utah.
We picked Utah to finish third or
and
fourth.
spoiler alert, I want to do it again.
Yeah, me too. I mean, they're better this year, in my opinion.
Exactly. But the point being, sometimes you're like, okay, I'm kind of going out on a limb here. This truly is a hot take. But I think, like, that's the thing. Like,
they're safe, right?
Having Nashville in first or second, like, that wasn't even a hot take. That was just, like, accepted wisdom at the time.
They didn't even... Other than bringing Marshy and Stamkos in, they didn't change that much about the rest of their team, right?
Well, they brought in Marshy, Stamkos, and Brady Shea, and then
in effective, like those got on paper, the team got better, right?
Yeah, and then they extended Saros, they let go of Askarov, and you're like, oh, it sucks to let him go, but
they got prospects back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well, they're in win now mode, and they got Saros locked up, so whatever.
They got our David Edstrom back.
Exactly.
So.
And I think the only thing...
Luke Evangelista looked like he was going to be next guy up.
Yep.
Tommy Novak looked like he was going to be decent.
That was the thing, I think, even as we picked him, like that. I think the feeling we both had was that center core, a little rough. Ryan O'Reilly is your 1C, and then Tommy Novak. And I think we're like, yeah, but the wingers are so good. Like,
yeah, Forsberg and Marshy and
Well,
Stamkos.
because how many years did we go on deep playoff runs with fucking Chandler Stevenson as our first-line center? You know what I mean?
It's reasonable, and they had good
probably,
coaching.
You probably won't win the cup, but you can sure as shit win in the regular season.
Yeah.
But no, once they got into action, man, they just looked...
They were dog shit.
They were old, and they were slow, and...
Brady Shea just did not look... good.
Well,
Yossi got injured, right? He's got POTS, I think, right?
Yeah.
So he might not be the same guy.
Well, and that's the thing. It was kind of a reminder of why you need certain guys on
and
the,
why
on,
center
on the
depth
D-core.
matters.
Yeah, why center depth matters, and why certain guys on defense matter. Because Brady Shea is like this skilled guy and all that, and it seemed like a sexy signing. But they also let go of Ryan McDonough to make that happen. And then now looking back, it's like, oh, maybe they should have kept Ryan McDonough.
Well, we'll get to the previews later, in the next couple weeks. But call me crazy that I think they're going to be just as bad this year as they were last year.
Oh yeah, because
they got rid of
Barry Trotz is like fucking Barry Trotz, man.
I know they brought Hagen, which again, we all love Nick Hague, but they got rid of two solid pieces in Lausanne and Sissons.
Yeah.
And Saros is only getting older, and their backup goaltender is actually bad in a Noonan, right? Like, Wedgwood was decent, and Noonan's not very good.
Yeah, I did not understand that fucking move at all, especially with the divisional rival. Like, hey, you can take our seasoned, well-respected backup goalie, and we'll take your not that good rookie goalie.
Yeah. I think maybe their hope is that you can trade Philip Forsberg.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm like, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to? Is that why he's making these deals? That he thinks it's all right. We're already retooling. You guys fucked up so bad that it's already a soft retool.
This is the most limbo team, I think, in the entire league.
I will say, yeah, he rolled the dice on a lot of these contracts, but I think he did it in the right way in the sense that, like this last year, I think they had like 2 or 3 first-round picks. Like they still had a lot of picks. They didn't give up a lot of young assets.
But then again, are those picks going to pan out?
Probably not. I mean, take it from Bill Armstrong. Maybe you're hoping that 50% of them will stay on the team, and
that's a good concept.
Probably
right?
like 10 to 20% will be actual impact players.
But then again, like if you're Barry Trotz and you decide like, hey, like for example, your first quarter of the season is just bad, right? Do you say, hey, I'm gonna hit the eject button on what I can? Can I get a first rounder and prospects for Philip Forsberg? Which I think you can, because Philip Forsberg is still an extremely good player. Marchessault, you can't get out of that contract unless you retain it.
Yeah.
Stamkos, you can't get out of that contract unless you retain it.
Yep.
You can trade Yossi for a lot, but they won't. You can't get out of the Shea contract either because that's too much. Saros, maybe, because he's still in my opinion, UC Saros is still a very good goaltender. It's just the defense in front of him was bad. If he's got a...
Oh, yeah. Well, he has a real danger of becoming the next John Gibson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame that this talented goalie just gets
eaten
lit up
yeah.
every night. he always seems to hold strong in October and November, and then he kind of falls apart for some reason.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, I mean, again, I feel like everybody had that opinion of Nashville finishing high. I mean, we said Utah,
Yeah.
but Utah barely missed the playoffs.
Yeah, I'll still defend that one. I think that
I
was
think
a
they'll do it
valid-
this year. We'll get to the previews, but like you, I will keep putting Utah in my top 4 in the Central until they fucking make the playoffs.
Agreed.
I like that team. But going to the Pacific, I think we called this pretty well. We had San Jose. I had San Jose. I think we were very similar. San Jose in 8th. Calgary ran in 7th, which I think they finished 5th.
Yeah, they definitely had a better season than anticipated.
Yeah. Anaheim in 6th, which I think is about right.
Yeah.
We both had LA a little lower. We were down on them. But it's because we were higher on Seattle, and we got fucking bit by...
Yeah.
Seattle was so bad.
Seattle, obviously not as much as Nashville, but that might be a team where my perspective has finally shifted, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm over it.
In my
You
opinion,
guys are bad.
they should have given him another year. Blysma?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't working, obviously, but it was only a year. I don't know.
But then you
That
go
roster is
then you
just-
go out and hire fucking Lambert, who got fired in the Islanders for not being able to make a defensive system work. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. That roster is just like fundamentally flawed.
oh,
you
here's
know?
here's one that I think we both call pretty bad. But I think everybody had Vancouver high. I had Vancouver at 2.
Well, we both had them in first, and then
We
in real time, we're like, actually, fuck that. We'll put Vegas first.
Hey,
'Cause-
good call. Vegas finished first.
yeah, but yeah, this is what I'm talking about with recency bias.
Yeah.
They just had that great season. We're like, yeah, we'll just pretend that they weren't on an insane PDO bender, and like, yeah, man, Dakota Joshua, that's like a legit third line center, you know, like.
Hey, I mean, well, speaking of PDO benders, like the Caps, we had them. I had them in 6th.
I don't remember where I had them, but it was probably right about there.
They had a crazy season, and they beat Montreal, and they got stonewalled by the Canes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they might come back down to earth a little bit, but you know, I feel like we're a mixed bag of like
Yeah, definitely some dunce cat moments here, but
Not
a couple
awful.
that were, yeah.
not awful.
My favorite, I'm sorry, Alex, but my favorite is that you said that the Oilers would miss the playoffs.
I will take that one on the chin.
And that's why I'm going to keep reminding you throughout the season when we're looking at the roster and we're feeling
I know.
tempted to write them off.
I know, you just never know, but like, I can't. I'm not gonna. Here's my thing. Like you with Boston. Until it happens, I'm just not gonna say anything about it.
Yeah.
I am not gonna say. I will put them squarely, probably in 2nd or 3rd, in our Pacific previews, and I will just not say anything about it until the worst happens. And when they do miss the playoffs, I will dance on their grave.
Yes. As it should be. As it should be.
Mm-hmm. So we just passed about an hour. Talked about quite a few things. You know, talked about plenty of players, plenty of just this season in general. And I wanted to talk about something that's came up recently in the hockey world is the monopolization of junior hockey. We might talk for
Youth hockey.
youth hockey specifically. We might talk for 5 minutes. We might talk for 20 minutes on it. Because again, we're just 2 fans. We don't have kids. Oh, thank you. We don't have kids. We don't have family members in the game. One of your nephews or nieces
No.
might end up playing, but
No, definitely not.
but it recently came out that the Dallas Stars, in a full like Wall Street Journal report with multiple reports,
USA Today,
sorry. They're essentially running a monopoly. Not essentially, they are monopolizing
a little youth hockey fiefdom.
Yeah, they're monopolizing youth hockey in the entirety of like the North Texas, Dallas area, to where they own every single arena aside from a couple. And if you don't play by their rules, then you don't play hockey, and your team doesn't do anything. Which then you read about non-traditional markets and how prevalent it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
It gets pretty scary, right? Like,
Well, and that's the thing is, you know, I know we're kind of laughing like, oh, sweet, middle of the offseason, but at least we had this random Dallas Stars hit piece. But is it really that much different than what the Knights are doing in Vegas?
No, I read up on that too. Like what Dallas is doing is obviously awful, right? Like they're basically pay for play and really limiting ice time and hours on what you could do what. But then
well, to me, it really set it apart was one of the managers of one of the little teams, whatever they call them, youth teams. They fired a coach that got really bad reviews from the parents, and then
there's two coaches, right?
Yeah, then someone from the Stars basically said, you're not firing them.
Yeah,
you're keeping them, and then they said something vaguely menacing like, well, remember where you get your ice from,
Yeah, basically telling
that's a veiled threat.
Your teams can not get practice time and get reduced ice time. But then, like you said, the problem is I think it's non-traditional markets, right? Like Dallas, and then
and it's a fine line between it. It's so easy to be like, oh my God, look what the Golden Knights have grown here, and it's true. Look what they've grown here. This is becoming a hockey town. We have, fucking Water Street. We're on Water Street right now. This place really, the nucleus of the bounce back of this whole neighborhood
is that arena,
and those sheets of ice.
Yeah,
and
then the amount of people that come, the amount of teams that come through for tournaments and everything. But then
on the flip side, it's like, okay, well now one organization owns like pretty much every sheet of ice in the city, except for like one.
I would say from one or two probably in this entire city, and that's to a lesser extent of what's going on with Dallas, because Dallas is a much bigger population, right? But like with how big hockey's getting in the Valley, it's the same idea. Is these non-traditional markets have a stranglehold on the youth hockey just time, right? It happens with us. It's happening with Dallas. I know I saw it was happening in Columbus. Again, Columbus might be a little bit more traditional, but I'm sure it's happening in Seattle.
The thing is like, I don't know if it's avoidable because at the end of the day, these facilities are expensive. It's expensive to have sheets of ice,
the millions of dollars
to maintain it
and to be allowed ice time, right? Like, but then that gets you into the problem of having one singular entity owning. I mean, it's like we were complaining about it today. NV Energy in all of Nevada. I mean, let alone Southern Nevada, but NV Energy owns the power grid in the entire state of Nevada, so they can do what the fuck they want when they want.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. Like, that's not like in California where you have multiple options, right? Or in other East Coast states where you go, I want to go with this power company, and they'll run that for you. Where it's one singular company, like, guess what? We're raising the rates every month, so go fuck yourself.
Yeah. No, literally.
It's the same thing here. Is if you don't play by their rules and play by their stipulations
and pay their prices,
which again
are ludicrous,
inflated, and it pisses me out. I'm like, all these kids want to do is play hockey, but you're going to inflate the price for them to do all these things in already an extremely expensive sport, and you're a multi-billion-dollar company.
Well, and I was going to say that's kind of goes back to the whole thing with hockey, and that's frankly why it's like one of the only mainly white sports there is still, because you got to be rich to play it. And
I mean, dude, the sticks are $300, $400 alone.
Yeah.
That's just the sticks, and then you have to pay for
skates, pads, jerseys, helmets,
and then
tape.
Ice time.
Yeah, it's it's a little
league dues.
Yeah, exactly. It's there is a reason why I don't want to say get to know these players because I don't know anyone, but like you listen to podcasts, you listen to interviews, and you realize that these people, that's why I don't feel too bad when someone doesn't get the contract they think they deserve. I'm like, brother, I already know you came from a well-off family just to be here. There's no stories like there is in basketball and football
but you also listen to
underprivileged kids
you listen to
making it through on talent alone.
Yeah, but you also listen to some podcasts like of guys that are from the East Coast of like how easy it was just to access ice, right? Or like pond hockey even. Like,
well, my stepdad, he grew up, I don't know, not well off or anything. I don't know if he was poor. I don't really know. Point being, he grew up like in a small Pennsylvania town, and there was a rink, and like he's like, yeah, you could just like walk in, and like half the time you just go in the middle of the night, and they just let you play and skate and do whatever, And
I
I was
don't
like,
care. It's because it's open to the public. Whereas like I would like you look up like open ice times like here like in like just to get some skates just to set. I mean, I'm obviously I can't skate to save my life, but it's such a dedicated like 8 to 10 you have this time or whatever it is, and then if you want to do like a learn to skate program, like I was thinking about it, like an adult learn to skate, like it's these times and it's always weird in the middle of the week, and then but you also have to pay $200 for like. I'm like, okay, I would love to do that, but I don't want to spend $200 on on something of just skating just to learn how to ice skate. Am I ever going to use this realistically?
if you spend $200, you will.
Yeah, maybe I'll join a beer league team, but like that's the thing. It's like it's such a high cost to enter already, and you're raising the price. The thing with the Dallas thing is like they raise the prices just to be in the leagues and league dues of like the higher level like AAA teams, right? Whereas I know it's getting that way here, but like at least they still give like free gear to kids, right? Like
Yeah.
But how far are we away from making that change, right?
I don't think we're far, man, because as much as I love the Knights and all that, I mean, there's no denying that they are as money-grubbing as any other team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with the fucking...
Of course they are. I mean, they raise...
Look at the price of the fucking...
Raise the ticket prices. The merchandise.
The tickets, the merchandise, the drinks in the arena, like... You know, like
I love hockey and I love the team. Don't get me wrong, but like,
but this is the reality.
Yeah,
like, you know, like
hockey's expensive.
Like your Silver Knights tickets, I love going with you, but like I got to a point where I was like, I can't keep buying beer at these games. It's like actually like affecting my budget.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? Like
they're so expensive. Like we got to the point where like we would if we wanted to drink that night, we would do a couple beers before.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
at your house. And
it's like either come to my house an hour early and we'll drink at home, or we're just gonna teetotal it, you know. Maybe buy a $7 Coke Zero.
Yeah, $18 for a fucking beer, man. Like
an $18 for a shitty grilled cheese with like a singular slice of cheese on it.
Yeah, or it's like
I'll never forget the time I got pizza at T-Mobile. I ordered the pepperoni pizza, and this tiny little burned dried slice came out, and there was like a third of a sliver of pepperoni on the very edge. And I remember looking at my mom. I was like, I paid extra for pepperoni. This is what they gave me.
I would have sent that shit back and be like, I want my pepperoni. It's right there. I'm like, then give me my money back. Bring me. I would have pulled out the Karen mode. Bring me the manager.
I'd be like, bring me at least 8 pepperonis.
Yeah, like you're paying that much money, but like again, like I mean, that's back to like the point of like what we're living through right now.
And it's fucking $80 T-shirts.
Oh my god, dude.
$140 hoodies and
like I know I buy jerseys. I haven't bought a jersey. The last jersey I bought was on sale.
No, same. And I feel like if I do get another jersey, I'm gonna go to one of the stores. I'm like, all right, let's see if they have any Adidas still on sale.
Yeah, and then go crest it, right?
Other than that, I don't.
$200 and something.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't have a reason to
buy a $250 Mitch Marner jersey. Would I like to have one? Sure. Do I need one? No.
Yeah.
I have Mark Stone. I have Jack Eichel. I've got those.
Yeah, and to be fair, you do get some free shits. Like my office is full of posters and bobbleheads and shit.
But dude, how much does that cost to print the fucking poster?
Nothing.
10 cents, 15 cents a poster, really?
And they're slathered in advertisements.
Yeah, and then with the bobblehead, like in actuality, getting that made in China costs what? Fucking $2.
Yeah.
And even then, the bobbleheads are shitty. Like the Petrangelo one that the stick comes out of.
Oh yeah, my Eichel one, the stick doesn't stay in.
Yeah, or like they've got weird fucking like printing, like when they like spray the paint on it, like it's got weird parts where you can see like the fucking stone that's it or the whatever it is it's etched out of like.
It's just
it's sad how much people love the product and love their teams. Because again, we complain about it, but it's not just us. It's worse with other teams. Look at Toronto.
Oh yeah.
You can't get in the door for the prices we're paying for. I know we pay more for tickets here, but you can't get in the door into a Toronto game for the tickets that we're like for $100, right? $75.
And my dad was telling me that how expensive Seattle games are, and they're like as expensive or more expensive than us sometimes. Like, well, at least we fucking win our games. Like, imagine paying the same prices that we do here just so you can go watch Seattle fucking finish 6th in the division.
12 middle 6 forwards.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that back. 10 mil, 6'4s, and Jared McCann and Jordan Eberle.
Yeah, at least when we go to a game, we can watch the spectacle of the talent, you know?
Yeah. And that's the thing, too. Like, obviously, with or youth hockey, I mean, you want these kids to play and see what they can do, but, like, not every single one of these kids are going to be a professional player. Not every single one of these kids are even going to be, like, an ECHL player. Like,
yeah, or even want to go to pro, but...
And you're paying that much money.
Kids should be able to play sports. I don't know how else to say it, you know?
And that, I mean, again, that's why soccer is so popular worldwide. All you need is tennis shoes and a ball.
Yeah, exactly. And same thing with basketball.
Tennis shoes and a ball.
Yeah, and then, like, football, you know, okay, you need some shoulder pads and a helmet, but other than that, you know, like...
Most of the time, they'll give you those.
Exactly. Yeah.
Baseball, you just need a bat, and bats can get expensive. You can go to cheap-ass bat at fucking Walmart, a bat, and some shoes.
It's a weird thing because I truly believe hockey is the best sport in the world.
Yes.
And there is just this culture to it and this history to it that there's just something about it where I heard this phrase where they're like, you know, hockey isn't that popular, but anyone that watches hockey, it's their favorite sport. Yeah. Like it is such a unique and thrilling product, and just there's something really endearing about it. But at the same time, you know, there are some pretty serious drawbacks, and a lot of it goes down to money.
The elitism of hockey.
Exactly. Elitism, gatekeeping, money. Those are all probably tied together, you know, because, you know, sorry if any rich people are listening to this, but rich people tend to have certain personality types.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
No, I agree with you. Like, it's sad because, like you said, how much I love watching the game and participating in hockey events, and obviously we have a podcast, right? It's kind of sad to see how high the barrier of entry is. Yeah, in the sport, right?
It really is.
We were talking with our friend Mike that, like, if your kids like hockey, get into it, but like go look for programs where you get free, you know, a free stick or free pads or free gear because it's so expensive to get into.
Yeah.
The barrier to entry is so high. And I would love for more people to play, but it's just too expensive to do that, right? Well, we're at an hour and 20. We've talked about a lot.
That's impressive. It's impressive.
Hey, we talked about we just rambled about hockey, our best quality. When we talk.
Yeah, and honestly, I think we should be less afraid of, you know, talking about random shit the first 5-10 minutes.
Especially when it's August 10th.
Exactly.
There's nothing to talk about.
During the season, there'll be plenty to talk about.
But I think, you know, that over the next couple of weeks, I think
we are multi-dimensional creatures, Alex.
Exactly.
We have layers.
Movies, hockey.
Like onions and ogres.
I smell, too, like an onion or an ogre.
Oh, we are ogres, Alex.
We are?
If anyone's seen us in public, you would know.
Yeah. But over the next couple of weeks, so I think we're going to talk about Henderson.
Henderson.
And the kids coming up, right? And then we're going to get into division previews.
Yeah, and then we'll probably do some Vegas-specific stuff. Maybe do the next round of hot takes.
Yeah, we got to fit that in,
over-unders.
I think we'll have to get Tyler on to talk about hot takes and
yeah, Tyler, if you're listening to this, you got to get on the pod, you bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a new audio recorder just so we can have multiple mics and not freak out when we're trying to record with Cornell.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be at Mojave, Tyler. We can do it
anywhere.
We can do it anywhere.
I'm talking to you.
Talking to you directly, buddy.
It's like in Harry Potter. Harry Potter, I'm speaking to you directly.
Oh, yeah. For a second, I thought you meant the Parcel song. But no. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where they're in
the Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, where they're like in between the battles and everything. I'm speaking to you directly. Give up by morning.
That almost makes me want to go on a whole rant about this new Harry Potter show, but I'll shelve that for a later time.
For 30 minutes for another time. Anyways, but I hope you guys had a good time as we did. Go watch Weapons. Highly recommended.
Weapons was good. You were out of town, but I also watched Eddington.
I'll have to watch that myself.
It's very good. I don't want to throw it around lightly, but it might have been a masterpiece. And I think a lot of people don't want to say didn't understand it because that makes me sound like a
Well, it's
pretentious
an Ari Aster.
douchebag.
It's
But
an Ari Aster film, and Ari Aster's
I think
does things so like he does. He has a stick. He has his normal like thing, but like his films aren't meant to be. And this sounds fucking pretentious, but aren't meant to be like, oh, I understand it.
yeah, I think people.
Did you ever watch the movie Men?
No, I didn't.
It's absurd, but like I had no idea what was going on. But you finish it, you're like, oh, this was about like fucking grief and like how like this man was like her husband that died like was a kind of a piece of shit, and she's like suddenly having flashbacks about this dude that was like in her life for so long and was like guilty that he died, or I'm like, okay, that makes sense now. Or like Hereditary, like he did Hereditary, he did Midsommar too, right? So like both those movies are all not like all over the place, but had so many different pieces to it.
Yeah, I think those two are a little more straightforward as far as like, oh yeah, it's a horror movie and here's what's happening. This one was, I just think people, because of the subject matter, they were expecting him to just like...
Oh, yeah, because there's a COVID thing, right?
Yeah. The basic premise is it takes place in this small town in New Mexico in late May 2020. And it just kind of goes through, COVID and George Floyd and all that. But it wasn't like, it wasn't trying to be a documentary. Like, There is a point in the movie, and if you ever see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a point. There's a point where it very clearly becomes a satire. And I think a lot of people were just
missed it.
I think a lot of people were just mad because they were expecting a movie where the main character looks at the camera and tells you what.
There was a camera here. These people are bad, and this is what should happen to them. And it looks back.
Exactly, and then everyone claps.
It's like the commercials they now play in movie theaters where everybody was applauding in that commercial, and you turn to me, you go, you know what you shouldn't do? Clap in a movie theater.
Don't clap in the theater, folks.
Or that dumb it was like the thing was like The Empire Strikes Back, like stopped playing, and like two guys looked at each other in the theater and like, we're gonna lightsaber battle. I'm like, bomb the theater. Bomb it right now.
Eradicate it right now.
And these people.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyways, point being, that was also a good movie.
Yeah, I want to see it.
We saw it 28 Weeks Later. And didn't we see something else? Sinners. We're on a good run here. Good run of movies.
Good. Good horror and horror adjacent movies.
Oh, well,
this summer, man.
We've been in a horror renaissance for a while, and I think the true reason is because horror movies have low budgets.
Zach Krager, who directed Weapons, I mean, we can even go for another 30 minutes on this. It's a 2-hour-long podcast. The back half is just talking about movies.
Bonus episode.
He did Barbarian, and that was...
I actually never saw that.
Watch it. Barbarian is... Weapons was a low bar, fucked up, but Barbarian's like just fucking insane. It's an insane movie. Justin Long's in it. Just like how briefly he's in it longer than he is in Weapons. He's a main character, but that movie's insane. And Josh loves horror movies. He recommended Skinamarink, and I'm like, oh my god, I watched I think I made it through 30 minutes. I'm like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like I was having a panic attack.
Yeah, well, I heard people. I also never saw Skinamarink, but I know a lot of people are complaining because it's just like a lot of murky shots of like empty hallways and door frames, and I'm like, yeah, that's terrifying.
That's the point.
Have you never been alone in your house at night?
The movie, obviously, in case anybody hasn't seen it or heard of it, it's shot from the point of two young children where suddenly their house is like haunted or possessed or turns into like an interdimensional space or something like that.
Yeah, isn't it like, oh, suddenly the doors are gone and like there's just creepy shit
these
happening.
Kids are like fucking under 10. They're like, they can't I'm like, of course it's going to feel weird because it's shot as a child. So,
yeah, I do want to see that. Well, shit, I mean, it's only August, but after August is September, and after September is October, and that's when I try to catch up on any horror movies I haven't seen yet.
My wife, she's like, please, we need to watch more spooky movies in October. I'm like, oh, we'll watch spooky. We'll turn on Weapons again.
So me and my friend Michelle at work, we have we it's mainly hers, but I gave some inputs on it a few years ago, but it's basically an Excel spreadsheet of horror movies and the rankings that we had for them. So I can send that to you if you want.
Sure.
Haven't updated it in a few years though, so it probably needs some serious updates. Make a letterbox, Alex. Get on letterbox.
I will.
You filthy hipster.
Victoria.
Look at you with your Wayfair sunglasses and your short shorts and your
They're
cap.
not Wayfair. They're Nevin Eyewear.
Point being,
They're cheaper.
Look at you with your headphones and your microphone and your craft beer. Get on Letterboxd, motherfucker. Jeez, we can follow each other. Get on Goodreads too.
Yeah,
I'll see what books you're reading.
I don't know how to read.
Yeah, I'm trying to force myself to.
I'm illiterate. No, I need to read more books.
Our book club may have failed spectacularly, but I think we need to keep trying.
What's the name of that book? It's the one about. It's not like it's semi nonfiction. It's about the serial killer at the World's Fair, like in.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Devil in the White City.
Yeah,
that's
I read that a while ago. I might reread it. Good fucking book.
I'll check that out. I've had
really
that recommended more than once.
Really good book. And then,
you know, a book I really have been wanting to read.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Between Two Fires, and it's like
I've heard of that.
It's like medieval horror.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember the exact plot, but I think it's about a wandering knight in some fucking nightmarish world of undead monsters.
We love the Green Knight.
Exactly, and I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I just love that. I love medieval shit in general.
The aesthetic, yeah.
Part of why I got into the Knights.
Yeah,
because I was like, wow, a hockey team came to my town, and it's
the Golden Knights.
It's medieval
Bill Foley
themed.
just like, Jacob, come here, sucked him in.
No, literally, I often feel like this team was tailor made for my tastes.
Right.
Fun
as
times, weird and all over the place as they may be at times.
Yeah.
But I really want to read Between Two Fires, and I don't know. If book club is abandoned, maybe I'll put down a fan's notes and just go buy that.
Yeah, exactly. I started it. I haven't been able to get back into it, but I told Victoria about what it was about. He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's in the 60s or 70s, and it's a fan about the New York Giants. She's like, oh, it's going to be bad. He's going to be delusional, isn't he? I'm like, probably.
Well, maybe this can be a recommendation for any listeners. Obviously, you're a sports fan, and A Fan's Notes is a book written about someone that I relate to personally. He's a angry, depressed, alcoholic sports fan. And it really kind of gets into the way that we all fill the black void of life with obsessive sports fandom, as we try to find true meaning and fail to do so. But yeah, A Fan's Notes, Frederick Exley. Check it out.
Yeah, I agree. Devil in the White City. Check it out.
Devil in the White City. I'll put that on the list.
Check it out. Anyways, but yeah, next time we'll talk about Henderson. Then we'll have previews coming up, and
I'll do my homework. I promise.
There's plenty of guys to talk about. We'll have some time because we actually have prospects this time.
For better or worse, it'll be an interesting season in Henderson.
Exactly. So I hope for better. Well, until next time, I hope you guys stay out of the heat. It's going to cool down eventually.
Promise?
But I hope no.
Okay.
But stay gold. Stay cool. And stay gold again.
You said stay gold too early, man.
Exactly.
Stay gold.
Stay gold.